We're not politically correct, we just have common sense.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unfaltering. Show of Support's Hunt for Heroes offers tributes and true stories of remarkable courage.
If these terrorists could come in your bedroom and kill you, your wife, and your kids, and that's what these men are fighting to protect us from, these murdering idiots. And they're taking them out so that we don't have to deal with them over here.
Show of Support started it all just after the shock and awe bound a nation together. Now, years of footage portraying wounded veterans, deer stands, and standing ovations. Hunt for Heroes, that started as one man's way to say thanks, is now a series that many say is way overdue.
I ain't never felt like that before, and I want to feel that again.
It's just a raw emotion.
They left us being loved and being honored for the heroes that they are.
We still have 40,000 injured troops.
If you threaten our people and our way of life, we will find you wherever you may be hiding, in the place you feel most safe, and we'll kill you in your own bedroom. Thank you for being a country worth fighting for. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
It's going to take a while to get around to all of them, but there's no quitting. It'll never stop as long as I'm breathing.
Show of Support Hunt for Heroes is made possible through a partnership with Pioneer Natural Resources, Boss Blinds, Caltech, Tico Field Service, Double J Ranches, and CBT Charities. This portion of Show of Support Hunt for Heroes is made possible through a partnership with Boss Blinds.
I didn't know what to expect. I had no clue what I was walking into.
Hunting, it seems, is governed by two of the most unreliable elements that exist, weather and animal behavior. Both can be frustrating and fruitful, compromising and cruel. United States Army combat veteran Joseph Brock Contreras looks for excuses to escape his wheelchair. And this brutal cold afternoon on the Rockin' Chair Ranch is a good way to take his mind off hospitals, doctors, and rehab, allowing his mind and body to concentrate on hunting.
Let's see if we can get this thing to work. Okay, don't move.
Guide Cody Arrington has been a part of almost every Show of Support Hunt for Heroes for the last 10 years. When it comes to the outdoors, he can do almost anything. But lighting a small propane heater is not one of his strong points. The more Cody wrestles with trying to bring comfort to his freezing ground blind, Brock begins to realize they are just stuck in the cold till it gets dark. That's a far cry from the warmth that greeted him in West Texas just 2 days ago.
Rock and Christina Contreras.
I never really heard of Midland, you know. When I think of Midland, I was always like, oh, Friday Night Lights, you know, football. It's always about football, you know. But when I got there, it was just people lined up from the bottom of the escalators all the way to the door, and every one of them has to shake your hand and say thank you. People you don't even know. And then I was just like, wow, it's just, oh, I'm going back to tears right now.
Accompanied by his wife Christina, Brock is touched by the outpouring of emotion at the Show of Support banquet which preceded the whitetail hunt, an annual affair in West Texas. A brand new rifle is the first of what will become a locker full of hunting gifts and gear before it's all over.
I didn't know that they were going to have each person had a hunting gun. That was really cool because I never had shot a deer with a rifle.
Little does Brock Contreras realize what's in store for him for the next few days as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. Stay with us. The morning after the Show of Support banquet in Midland, Texas, an Arctic blast rolls in over the Permian Basin and Concho Valley.
Okay, now what we need to do, now we just go down who doesn't have, those clothes were marked, so now we just need to go pile for pile and see what we need.
If you run across a medium, we need that too.
Let's don't get way far here. Large shirt, medium crowd.
Pants.
Pants.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Moments before the first hunt, all the guides, cooks, game wardens, and everybody within earshot starts the chaotic process of sorting tons of camo and hunting gear.
Looking for a 2X shirt. What's all these? That's all medium. Okay.
This is the time when among the bitter cold, the combat veterans are off enjoying the comforts of Camp Freedom out here at the Rockin' Chair Ranch.
Don't be calling out because we're hunting pants, shirt, and everybody's getting screwed up.
As the piles of gifts grow and more ice grips the frozen landscape, it's not what Joseph Brock Contreras is getting right now that's important. It's what he left behind that's touching someone's heart at this moment.
I first want to thank God for having an angel such as you in my life. As you are reading this right now, we are on our hunt. I'm hoping that this letter of my love to you touches you and shows you how much I truly love you.
The combat veterans at the Rockin' Chair Ranch aren't the only ones receiving gifts.
I can't wait to grow old with you and watch our children grow and capture every memory as a family, to take advantage of every moment that we can together.
Brock Contreras' wife, Christina, is back at the hotel in Midland, where while the guys are braving the cold and ice, the wives are basking in the warm embrace of an entire city. As a surprise to Christina, when Brock and his wife parted ways on that Friday morning, later that day on her pillow, she found a letter Brock wrote and left behind. Words that come from the heart, that sometimes for a man are better expressed on paper, and in private, silent moments can be read over and over.
It brings tears of joy in my eyes to look over at you right now as I'm typing this letter for you. I want you to always remember that no matter what happens in life, my love for you will only grow stronger. Love forever and always, your husband, Brock. It is pretty much it's stating everything that we mean to each other.
A letter and a trip that has special meaning for a couple supposed to be here the year before who only at the last minute canceled. And they would have been in that parade that suffered that terrible, tragic train accident.
Last year, we were supposed to come on the hunt, and he says, I just don't have a good feeling about this. I said, you know, fine, we won't go. And we were at a Spurs game.
As Brock and Christina watched a basketball game back in San Antonio, friends and relatives heard the news of a train accident out in West Texas, not aware that the couple had changed their plans at the last minute.
By the time we had checked our phones, we had so many voicemails, and I had to pick up my phone, and it had to be my commander calling me. And he's just like, where are you at? And I'm like, at a Spurs basketball game? And he's like, well, what are you doing there? And I'm like, they gave us tickets to come here. I thought you were in Midland.
I truly believe that someone was looking over us.
Over 2 hours away in the cold and ice, Brock Contreras and the rest of the combat veterans make their way to the hunting blinds on the Rockin' Chair Ranch as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues.
We just pulled here to the ranch. They had just pulled us in, showed us around the camp. I was like, okay, and then 10 minutes later, here come Cody. He's like, come on, man, we're going. I was like, we're hunting now? Like, I thought we were gonna get up and go hunt in the morning. They told us today was like a relaxing day. He's like, we just got here. He's like, man, it's like 3 o'clock. I was like, we just got to camp. He's like, we're going. Next thing you know, we're in the truck and we're heading out to the blind.
Through the brutal cold and ice, an American hero heads out to a hunting blind. Little does he realize the impact he's had on a huge room full of people just the night before.
Corporal Joseph Contreras, he's the tanker, United States Army.
Just off stage, very few in the room expected that when called on stage, Joseph Brock Contreras, racked by pain and still unsteady from his injuries, would struggle to rise from his wheelchair to walk across the stage in Midland, Texas.
His combat awards are Purple Heart, Army Commendation, Army Achievement, and Army Combat Action Badge.
It was a gesture that brought the room to its feet, and tears to the eyes of so many that night.
It's just the simple thank yous, man. When you feel it, the emotion people have behind it.
He's never had that coming home because he was medevac back. And he ended up telling me when we first got here, and he had seen all those flags and people. That was his coming home.
Although thousands of people can see the painful struggle that this brave combat veteran is making on stage, few realize what he went through in a hot, dry, dusty, miserable place worlds away.
We all feel the pain, but our stories are different. I enlisted in the Army early 2010. I'm going after terrorists. I'm going to be doing some fun stuff.
Brock's vision of Army life changed drastically while in a convoy on routine patrol in Afghanistan.
I was lead vehicle, I was the driver, and before I knew it, it was just boom, loud ringing in my ear. First reaction I had was just gas pedal going, and I kept driving. So as soon as we left, we hit another one. That's the second one that got me pretty bad, and that one flipped our truck up perpendicular. I got lodged up underneath the steering wheel. My head came up, hit the top of the cab. My Kevlar chin strap completely snapped off. The Kevlar came off. I still had a little piece of shrapnel. It's still there from it. I couldn't feel anything from the waist down. Everything from literally from my knees forward was completely gone in the vehicle. So I look back on it as myself. I used to ask the question, why me? Why did I have to get blown? Why did I have to get these injuries? And then at the same time, I hear about my other brother's arms getting blown up and they're not surviving. And then, okay, now why did I have to survive?
It's been an exhaustive, excruciating struggle for the stubborn soldier, who after months and months of painful rehabilitation and facing years of more pain, has only one thing to say while looking back at everything he's been through.
I've been blessed so much since then, and I don't regret it at all.
Joseph Brock Contreras finally finds a buck that sends his adrenaline into overdrive as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. This portion of Show of Support Hunt for Heroes is made possible through a partnership with Pioneer Natural Resources.
When we finally got to the blind, I was already sweating. I don't know if the guy could even tell, but I was sweating under my coat. And I was holding my rifle up for so long, I was shaking so bad.
Yeah, give me one more. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in the chamber.
As anybody would, hunting guide Cody Arrington looks forward to these hunts on the Rocking Chair Ranch. It's rare when he gets to spend time with an American combat hero.
It's cold out here, boys. Just a tad bit.
Brock Contreras has been looking forward to this moment for a year now. The ice and freezing temperatures have shut down some of the deer movement on other parts of the ranch, but in this blind, they catch motion to the far right.
It was a nice 10-point, and then he was like, "You like that one?" I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah. He kept walking in front of other deer, and other deer would walk up, other doe would walk up behind him, so I can't get it shot. So that my arm would get tired, I'd start shaking.
To their surprise, another nice buck comes in also from the far right. But Brock has his heart, and his crosshairs sit on that big 10-pointer. The buck is broadside, and Brock and Cody wait patiently for a clear shot. As time goes and the waiting becomes excruciating, Cody and Brock each forget that brutal freezing temperature and concentrate on that buck who seems to be making up for lost time. The Arctic front shut the deer hunt down for a while, and they seem to be loading up on groceries because the forecast calls for more of the same, more of the worst. Finally, it seems surrounded by icicles. Brock has his window of opportunity.
Go ahead. Wait, hold on.
Cody had his hand on my back while he was holding the binos, and he said his hand started shaking. So, I mean, we weren't in that deer blind maybe 30 minutes. And then all I could hear was Cody, he said, "All right, man, take the shot."
All right, go ahead.
There he is, man. Awesome. Awesome. He dropped like a rock. Now, how long did you say you've been waiting to come up here and do this?
Oh, a long time. I was supposed to come last year, but I didn't make it, so
Yeah.
I'm glad Terry asked me to come back this year.
I'm pretty sure down there in the hospital in Kandahar City, you weren't thinking about this, though, were you?
No, I wasn't.
We appreciate all y'all's service, man.
Thank y'all for
And I'm
that.
glad Terry's done all this to get all y'all out here. We have a ball with y'all, and just glad y'all can do all this.
This is amazing.
Well, let's give him about 10 minutes. Just let him sit there and make sure everything's okay before we go look at him. He's a beautiful deer. No, he ain't getting up. You smoked him. Good shot. I've been deer hunting all my life, guiding for 15 years now. That's bigger than any deer I've ever killed. I'm glad it was you that did it, too. Okay, now, how do you want to do this? I know you don't want to walk all the way out there. I know your legs ain't going to carry you all the way out there. Let me go get the pickup, and I'll pick you up. Then we'll drive the pickup over there, and then you can get out. How about that?
Sounds like a good deal.
Work. Okay. Let me go. I'll go get the pickup. I'll be right back.
Man, it was just so beautiful. I was just like, oh, thank God. And it's just the adrenaline. It was for me, it was a rush.
You got it, boss? He's your deer. Grab a hold of him. Need a hand?
Yeah.
You got it?
That being my first buck, so I'm very proud of my 10-point. It ain't the biggest, but to me, it's the best. So I'm glad.
Well, congratulations on your first buck. Woo. I couldn't think of a better person to have it. She's pretty.
We know a group of people who will say there's not a warmer, more comfortable place on earth than being on the ground in a West Texas ice storm with a big white-tailed buck taken by an American hero. A hero who offered his life in defense of our lives.
He's still got the ice built up on his horns. I'll tell you how cold it is out there.
It's pretty cold. His horns are frozen.
5.5-year-old, mature deer. Beautiful deer. Look at Cape on him.
It'll be a while before Brock Contreras is finished with hospitals and rehab, but he'll always have a whitetail shoulder mount on the wall to remember a trip he turned down once then finally accepted what some would consider the highest form of tribute, this show of support hunt for heroes.
Well, let's get him loaded up and get back to the house.
Yes, sir.
Get him taken care of.
I think it was a good healing process for everybody, and we had a really good time, and I got to meet everybody, and it was just, I really had a great time. I would love to do this again without all the ice. So if there's another one, just cancel the ice and just bring out more sun. It's a great bonding experience. I'm gonna go home feeling like a different man.
I want you to always remember that no matter what happens in life, my love for you will only grow stronger, and I will never, ever go anywhere, babe. I love you, my miracle from heaven. Love forever and always, your husband, Brock.